So if you can find a way to adapt your mindset to fall in love with the process of achieving your goals, the journey of getting there is going to become fun. And that's what separates these people from the other 99% of people. Even though the journey isn't easy, they find a way to make it become fun. They fall in love with the chase of success, with the chase of failure. And it truly is what allows them to get to where they want to go. And again, if it weren't for my younger self who was delusional enough to fall in love with the process and fall in love with the failure, I wouldn't be where I am today. I would be in my junior year of college.
Every successful person in history shared one trait that the world mocked before it ever respected it: delusion. Not the kind that ignores reality, but the kind that refuses to bow to it. Delusion is believing you belong somewhere long before there's evidence. Delusion is committing to a future that doesn't yet exist. Delusion is staying locked in when logic, statistics, and people around you are all telling you to calm down, slow down, be realistic. And that is exactly why delusional people end up rewriting reality, while realistic people spend their lives explaining why they didn't try. The world is built to reward conformity. From a young age, you're trained to stay in line, follow the path, aim low enough, so failure doesn't embarrass you. And anyone who breaks that pattern is labeled irresponsible, arrogant, or crazy. But here's the truth most people never accept. Every breakthrough starts as a delusion. Before it becomes obvious, before it becomes admired, before it becomes inspiring, it is laughed at. The difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck is not talent, it's tolerance. Tolerance for doubt, tolerance for judgment, tolerance for being misunderstood. Being delusional means you don't wait for permission to believe in yourself. You don't downgrade your vision to make others comfortable. You don't explain your ambition to people who've never chased anything difficult. You understand that confidence doesn't come from evidence. Evidence comes from action. And action only happens when belief is strong enough to overpower fear. Most people want proof before commitment. Delusional people commit first and force the proof to show up later. That's why they move faster, work harder, and last longer. They don't need the world to agree with them. They only need to agree with themselves. While others are waiting to feel ready, delusional people are already building momentum. This is why the trait mentioned in this clip matters so much. It's not motivation, it's not positivity, it's conviction. Conviction strong enough to survive silence. Conviction strong enough to survive failure. Conviction strong enough to survive being alone with your belief while everyone else plays it safe. If you want a life that looks different, you must first think in a way that looks unreasonable. If you want results that shock people, you must believe in yourself before it makes sense. Because the world doesn't change for the cautious, it changes for the delusional.
I recognize the mountain that I gotta climb.
Yeah, I got you.
My delusion, it was more realistic at this point. It was, do I want to climb this mountain? As a kid that just got cut 2 times from the team and had to work, by the time I was a senior, I was starting, had to work my way up to there. Do I want to continue to climb to be a college walk-on, to go from a college, I saw my future, like, yo, like if I work hard enough, because now I understand in basketball, I understand the power of hard work. If I work hard enough, I could walk onto a team. I believe in my ability to at least walk onto a team. But then if I work hard enough, could I get some consistent playing time by the time I'm a senior? If I do that, could I then go overseas?
Being delusional is not about hype. It's not about talking big or posting quotes or pretending you're destined for greatness. That's the version of delusion that fades fast. Real delusion is quiet, controlled, relentless. It's the kind that shows up every day, whether anyone is watching or not. And that's where most people fall apart. Not because they don't believe, but because they don't stay consistent long enough for belief to harden into identity. Listen to how disciplined people speak. There's no rush, no desperation, no need to prove anything. J. Cole didn't build his legacy by chasing validation. He built it by trusting a vision that demanded patience, repetition, and restraint. That's delusion refined by discipline, believing you're different and then living in a way that proves it every single day. No shortcuts, no skipping steps, no pretending the work doesn't matter. Most people love the idea of being delusional until it requires sacrifice. They want the confidence, not the commitment. They want the outcome, not the isolation. They want the recognition, not the years of invisibility. Delusional thinkers accept the opposite. They understand that boredom, Loneliness and repetition are not obstacles, they are the process. While others need motivation to start, delusional people rely on structure to continue. Discipline is what protects delusion from doubt. On bad days, belief weakens, but habits don't. On days when confidence disappears, systems remain. That's why disciplined delusion is so dangerous. It doesn't depend on mood. It doesn't depend on praise. It doesn't depend on external reassurance. It moves forward, even when the feeling isn't there. Most people quit when results don't show up fast enough. Delusional people interpret silence as a test, not a sign to stop. They understand that mastery takes time, and time rewards those who stay consistent longer than everyone else. While others are searching for the next opportunity, delusional people are compounding effort in the same direction until it breaks through. This is the truth nobody likes to hear. Belief alone won't save you. Confidence alone won't separate you. Vision alone won't carry you. Only disciplined delusion, belief backed by daily execution, creates outcomes that look impossible from the outside. If you're going to be delusional, be precise.
You have to be so delusional about your own success. You have to be so delusional about where you want to go in life until you've literally just create it out of thin air, and you just have to keep your head down and keep grinding and keep pushing until it happens. And the only way that it happens is if you're crazy.
Here's the part people never talk about. Delusion is expensive. It costs you time, comfort, relationships, sleep, and certainty. For a long time, there is no applause, no proof, no visible reward, just work and belief running side by side with doubt. And most people quit right there, not because the dream is impossible, but because they can't live without validation. Delusional people can. When results finally show up, it looks sudden to everyone else. Overnight success, lucky break, perfect timing. What they don't see are the years of irrational belief, the sacrifices no one noticed, and the discipline that never went on display. That's why moments like this clip hit so hard, not because of money or lifestyle, but because it represents evidence. Evidence that belief held long enough turns into reality. Delusional people don't chase luxury. Luxury is a byproduct. They chase freedom, control, options, the ability to wake up and move how they want, build what they want, and live on their own terms. While others were busy being reasonable, delusional thinkers were busy being consistent. While others waited for permission, delusional thinkers built leverage. And when leverage appears, life changes fast. Most people see the reward and think that's the goal. It's not. The goal is proving to yourself that your belief was justified, that you weren't crazy, you were early, that the vision wasn't unrealistic, it was just ahead of its time. That feeling is addictive because it changes how you see everything. Once you've bent reality once, you stop doubting your ability to do it again. This is why delusional people become dangerous. They stop fearing failure because they've already survived doubt. They stop fearing judgment because results silence opinions. They stop fearing ambition because they've seen what happens when belief meets execution. The truth is simple. Ordinary thinking produces ordinary outcomes. Extraordinary lives require unreasonable belief. And the people living lives others envy today were once the ones everyone told to calm down. At some point, you stop asking if you're crazy, and you start asking if you're committed. Because delusion isn't about being disconnected from reality. It's about refusing to let current reality decide your future. The people who change their lives don't wait until belief feels safe. They move while doubt is still loud. They act while the outcome is still uncertain. And that's why they win. Delusional people understand something most never will. Comfort is the real enemy. Comfort keeps you small. Comfort convinces you that today is good enough, even when deep down you know you're capable of more. Delusion breaks that spell. It forces you to live with urgency. It forces you to act like your future is non-negotiable. And once you make that decision, everything else becomes secondary. You will be doubted. You will be questioned. You will be told to relax, slow down, and be realistic. Let them talk. The same people who criticize belief without evidence will celebrate results without context. That's how it always goes. And by the time they understand what you were building, you'll already be somewhere they can't reach. Stay delusional on the days nothing moves. Stay delusional when progress is invisible. Stay delusional when the work feels repetitive and lonely. Because belief held long enough turns into inevitability. This isn't motivation. This is a standard. A standard that says you don't shrink your vision to fit the world. You expand yourself until the world has no choice but to adjust.